Self-transformation is not about changing the world around us, although the conscious mind appears as the decision maker and manager, with the brain being its executive at the level of the physical body. The real ruler of one's life is, in fact, one's unconscious mind. The intrinsic impressions, assimilated or inscribed from past several lives, on it are so deep that they easily overcome even the voice of the conscience. The pulls and pressures of worldly attractions and challenges, and the greedy, selfish, clever, and wrong trains and practices prevailing around in the society and at the workplace further strengthen one's negative tendencies and weaknesses. So, cleansing and purification of the unconscious or subtle domains of mind are as important as the positive orientation of its subconscious and conscious components and illumination of its intellectual faculties. Spiritual endeavor of sadhana indeed serves this purpose. In simple terms, sadhana means a self-determined endeavor of self-purification, self-disciplining, and refined transformation of the self for holistic development of life with activation and elevation of prana. It is vital spiritual energy. Higher levels of sadhana gradually lead to greater spiritual attainments and divine realizations. Body is an essential vehicle to transport us to higher levels of evolution. It is also a temple housing the all-pervading soul or God. Therefore, it is to be kept clean and pure. It is but the entire cosmos in microcosm. The five elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space, are very much available both in the macrocosm or universe and in the individual body of every human being or microcosm. Their disciplined functioning is but dharma. Also, the individual body has to work in tune with the cosmic body. All beings have a responsibility to practice dharma so that all can live in peace. Yoga, it is when there is harmony at all levels. And Bhagavad Gita emphasizes yoga throughout. At the physical level, a disciplined life, along with adherence to a principle, is a sign of culture. A cultured person does not disturb nature. So, methodical life of routine is the mark of a cultured person. So, what is the practical definition of dharma? Dharma is a self-imposed discipline for a harmonious coexistence of all. People established or settled, that is asana in life, with discipline, that is Yama, and principle, that is Niyama, are of culture. They lead a regulated life. We can call it Pranayama, of self-confidence, self-reliance, and self-dedication. It is proper pranayama when we breathe out more and breathe in less. It is a cultured life of pranayama and yoga when we take less from society and contribute more for its well-being. Yama, Niyama, Asana, and Pranayama of Raj Yoga are but the essential aspects of physical culture leading to individual and social health. Yama denotes discipline, discipline of space, discipline of time, Discipline of procedure. If we are capable of allotting a place to every object and cultivate the habit of keeping things in their respective places, we will be free from tensions and anxieties. We need not have to search for the misplaced articles. Time and energy are thus not only saved, but they will be very much in surplus to be utilized for higher and nobler pursuits. When every item in the house is neat and tidy, house will be a heaven, a veritable temple. Similarly, civic sense and its observance in society will make our lives pleasant and harmonious. The second dimension of discipline pertains to time. Set apart a time for every action and strictly abide by the time schedule. There will then be no scope for worry. Not only do we plan our day's routine, but we can streamline our lives as well. Play while you play and work while you work is the time tested proverb. Let not the office make the home sour. Let not the houses distract our attention in the workplace. There are different phases of life prescribed by Bhagavad Gita, and it helps us to organize our life plans. Those are Brahmacharya, that is celibacy and tutelage, Grihastha, that is marital life and money making manhood, Vanprastha, that is retirement and the time of self analysis, and Sannyasa, that is life of detachment and absolute self dedication, are the time schedule of planned lives to unfold the divinity. The third and final aspect of discipline is procedure. There is an established methodology for every worthwhile human activity. Even animals have a set track for their lives. Human beings cannot afford to revert to lead a life of indiscriminate indulgence. As a human being, one has to exercise restraint over basal instincts and try to overcome as much as is within one's capacity. The efforts of Sri Krishna in the Gita are entirely to highlight the need for discipline from the physical to the spiritual. Unless the body, with all its senses, is kept under strict control, nothing can be achieved. Patanjali, in the footprints of the Lord, lays stress on Yama and Niyama, Asana and Pranayama as the primary physical requirements for any noble pursuit. The most basic discipline prescribed to everybody consists of regulated diet and sleep. In the chapter of titled Shraddha Traya Vibhagi Yoga, Sri Krishna describes the nature of food needed for higher pursuits. In his infinite generosity and boundless compassion, the Lord directly and indirectly presents to all the essentials of discipline. Inertia is to be shed, diffidence is to be dropped, impulses are to be checked, instincts are to be controlled, intellect is to be channeled properly, intuitive eye is to be nourished, and one is thus gradually to be established in perfection through steady discipline. Discipline isn't just a routine, it's a sacred process. And the outcome of that process is character. When we commit to discipline, we begin to shape a powerful character within us. Over time, this character transforms our personality and becomes the foundation for a purposeful life. It's this divine energy of character that guides us, strengthens us, and supports us throughout our life's journey. There are four essential qualities that form the basis of authenticity and excellence of character. And these are the adoption of wisdom, honesty, responsibility, and courage. In spiritual domain, these qualities must be regarded no less important than food, water, clothes, and shelter are for the physical body. Being wise means adopting farsightedness and discretion. Normally, people give importance only to that which yields immediate gains, and as a result, do not think twice before adopting wrong means of quick profits. These sets in degradation in their personality and makes their future bleak. Short-sightedness incites accusation of means of sensual pleasure in a hurry, and this haste drives people to take reckless decisions, which cause them significant regret later. Imprudent birds and fishes, due to this lack of foresight alone, end up paying with their lives for their small temptations of food. People who are indiscreet in their eating habits end up destroying their health. Most of the criminals and drug addicts have a similar disposition too. Farsightedness and discretion are like the activities of an experienced farmer who willingly bears losses and puts in efforts towards tilling fields, sowing seeds, providing for water, fertilizers, and security for his crops. His farsightedness tells him that all his efforts will yield him hundreds of seeds in return for each seed he sows, and that his coffers will be full after harvest of crops. Self control and good deeds are also similar acts of wisdom. Each benevolent act contains within it all possibilities of a brighter future. Self control results in attaining affluence and maintaining virility. Wisdom and farsightedness help in avoiding adversities in future and create possibilities of happier and more prosperous times. The second important quality is honesty. This can be described as oneness in word and deed. Genuineness in relationships can be kept intact by this quality. Credibility of a person is also determined only by honesty. Cooperation and goodwill of others can only be earned through honesty. Starting from humble beginnings, so many people have risen very high in their occupations by adopting this trait. Honest people only are given big responsibilities. People who are honest can manage their livelihood with income earned only through truthful means. Even if poor, their poverty is so grand that all the riches of the affluent appear dull in comparison. The third important characteristic is responsibility. Human life's goal is not limited to the motives of only satiating hunger and reproducing, as is the case with all other animals. A human being has to fulfill responsibilities towards his own body, his family, and other living beings. His social and universal responsibilities are towards religion, culture, and entire humanity. Eating proper food in the right quantity and living a balanced lifestyle helps fulfill his responsibility towards maintaining a healthy body. Responsibility towards family includes making the family members educated, self reliant, and cultured. Every human being must pay attention to his or her responsibilities and duties towards others, and this is possible only when tendencies like selfishness and narrow mindedness are kept under curbs. If dark clouds of evil tendencies like greed, attachment, and ego engulf the mind, then no way is it possible to find time to do anything good for the society. Basic needs can be fulfilled with minimal efforts. But when tyrants like Ravan, Hiranyakashyap, and Alexander could not fulfill their lofty desires for wealth and status, what hopes are there for ordinary beings? People who want to fulfill some of the responsibilities prescribed for a human being have many options open. But this would be possible only when there is contentment in personal lives and there is sufficient interest and enthusiasm towards activities of social welfare. The fourth aspect is very interesting and very important. It is adoption of courage. Life entangles everyone with a number of problems daily. It is essential to be brave to deal with these effectively. A person with a weak mind remains anxious and cannot find good solutions. To make progress in life, it is essential to compete against others. Life after life, several undesirable tendencies get ingrained into our psyche, and to get rid of them, a Mahabharata like war has to be waged against them. To truly refine our personalities and cleanse ourselves thoroughly, there is no resort other than being courageous. Likewise, today's society is engulfed in many undesirable elements like blind faith, evil practices, and immorality. It is not right to compromise all the time. It often becomes imperative to adopt non cooperation and rage, a protest against them. For this, righteous people have to join hands and fight against undesirability in society. All this requires courage. Let us remember that it is not about achieving perfection but embracing progress. By cultivating discipline, building a strong character, and connecting with our higher selves, we can create a life imbued with purpose, harmony, and fulfillment. Together, let us commit to this beautiful transformation and inspire others to do the same, paving the way for a brighter, more compassionate world.